Welcome back. You're watching IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. In this segment, as part of our very special Eye on Dubai series, we'll be putting the spotlight on One Moto, a multi-award winning EV player building a hard tech meets fintech EV ecosystem. How are they aligning with UAE's net zero emissions target? And how are they accelerating sustainable EV adoption globally? We'll be discussing all that and more. Abhishek Sengupta in a free-wheeling chat with founder and CEO Adam Ridgway. Listen in.
Here in Palazzo Versace in Dubai, we are in conversation today with Adam Ridgway, the CEO of One Moto, a Dubai startup that operates in the EV space. It's raised over $190 million this year, and it's got a lot more in its bag for the way it's revolutionizing the future of mobility. Let's find out. Adam Ridgway, thank you so much for your time today. You're the founder and CEO of One Moto, that, amongst other things, is threatening or promising to replace gas-powered bikes with something that's more sustainable. What really drove you to do this? What's the origin story?
Well, it came in two parts. So 2016 was when I identified this problem. I was very fortunate. I had a classic car that wanted to get converted to electric. So I went to 3 different garages, 3 said yes, 3 failed. And anyway, as I walked out of one garage, I just saw this spectrum of beaten up, battered, bruised delivery bikes of the various different colours that are in Dubai. And there was just that moment of, I wonder if anyone's creating electric delivery bikes. And seeing that uprise, I suppose, of Talabat and others and more delivery bikes on the road, I thought there's an opportunity, there's potential market growth, let's start researching. So I pulled the team together, and that was the catalyst for it.
Brilliant. And of the 35 years or so that you've spent biking, I think you've spent about 15 years here in Dubai.
Yeah. Winters, summers, I absolutely
you've survived them all.
Yeah.
Talk us through how you sort of survived, not just survived, but thrived with this idea. It was, of course, as I understand it, Dubai idea.
Yeah, so it's around six years ago now, and I was the founder of 4 other startups that were sort of on the side, and One Moto was in essence a side project or a bit of a side hustle, just through the exploration phase. And I was drawing down sort of money through profits of the other businesses to fund the research, the development, R&D. It was a crazy juggling experience, and then after 18 months of working with the governments here, RTA and ESMA, it was a very challenging time, and it got to a point where there's nothing more that could possibly be done. It either happens or it doesn't happen. And with this collective effort, which I will forever be eternally grateful, we managed to get the first electric motorcycles on the roads in the region. So it was a really big milestone from an expat from the UK, who's been here for X amount of time and had this idea, pulled an incredible team together to bring this to life, and then we launched. It was an amazing feeling, and I won't forget that, because it was a very, very new feeling.
Yeah, you did talk about the opportunities you got as an expat here. You launched your business. I'm very intrigued to know what was of course, funding for startups have eased over the years, but you did it so many years ago. What was the scene like then?
Yeah, 2008, there was not really an ecosystem that I was aware of, or certainly wasn't tapped into. It certainly was a brilliant adventure, and because it was creative, there's so much visual excitement in Dubai, and there's so much opportunity, so many ideals from everyone, and Dubai is constantly changing. And if you think Dubai's built on change, and everyone you met had this sense of, I could do this, I can really make this happen, or you might just be working for someone. It doesn't have to be a startup or a founder, and you're working with someone, but you're really enjoying your job. And in the UK, I didn't see that. So Dubai, the opportunities that Dubai offered you to allow yourself to think, I could be more, I could be better, I can give, I can create opportunities, there's opportunities for me to receive. That has not changed. That's just constantly evolved. And over the past, I'd say 5 to 10 years, there's various different ecosystems. There's more and more free zones. There's more and more people that are doing something.
It's just become easier.
And it is so much easier.
Right.
So Dubai has really, I suppose, helped me blossom as a man, as a father and a family man, but also as a business person.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you actually forayed into something that's now pioneering here in Dubai. When you look at the landscape, 92,000 bikers on a daily basis. They ferry food, pharmaceuticals, if not laundry and things in between. And that contributes to about 260,000 tons of carbon dioxide every year.
Yeah.
That's a serious sort of offset challenge that you have on your hands.
When you look at motorbikes per capita, below airlines, cruise liners, motorcycles are the most harmful to the environment, 50 times more harmful to the environment than an SUV and a bus. So and that was all part of our early day research, and it shocked me. I thought, no, there has to be something we can do to bring this change. And then there was a lot of education to the market. So as it stands, the 260,000 tons it would take 290,000 acres of forest that's grown for at least 10 years to sequester that amount of CO2.
Wow.
And that's 10 times the size of Paris. You know, it's tremendous. It's just 92,000. There's 37 million bikes in India, 20 million in Pakistan, 9 million in Africa, 1.3 in the UK. They're big numbers.
Yeah.
So to address a frontier market like the UAE, Middle East, GCC, like this region, the center of the world really, and where oil, gas, is a big part of the economy. And to be a part of that tapestry of change is incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I find it.
No, I was going to ask, because if it's worked here in Dubai, I'm sure it works in other regions, other markets. In fact, I was going to ask if you've got any immediate plans for, let's say, back home in the UK, or maybe a market like India, where you just said so many millions ride bikes every day.
Yeah, Dubai is, say, our beachhead market. Or the UAE is our beachhead market. But One Moto was born with a global vision. I had this incredibly audacious goal, I still do. Whether we get there or not, I don't know. But I think they're saying is shoot for the stars and you might hit the moon or something like that.
I'm sure, yeah.
And so yeah, we do have this big goal. And when over the past 18 months, we've actually launched in 10 countries.
Wow.
Which is incredible. Bearing in mind 2020 when we hard launched, a couple of months later, we had 2 years of COVID. So I really am very proud of what we've achieved over a relatively short amount of time. We've got another 27 countries in conversation. And 90% of our focus is on the delivery last mile sector, but we do produce vehicles for private use as well. And certain countries, like you said, India, you can use the bikes for commercial use as well as private use. So yeah, that's the market we're focused on, but we do have a very big goal ahead of us.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to give me the specifics, but what sort of plans do you have for India particularly? It's such a big country, I mean, so many cities and so many bikers.
We've been exploring Indian market for a few years now, and I'm still equally as excited as I was. There's a load of different policy changes, and you don't want to rush too quick, because it's seen as the golden egg. If you can make it in India, you'll make it anywhere, in the volumes and the money and everything else. But that's not really our target. My personal goal for India is to ensure that we offer premium electric vehicles for an affordable price. Everyone will be able to afford a One Moto. And then that will create generational loyalty. So as it stands, we're in final conversations with a couple of partners for distribution, dealerships, starting off in 4 territories, then expanding sort of
the rest
up, down, left and right, with a manufacturing facility in India as well.
That's very ambitious.
It is, but also our business is built on values, and one of those values is there's convenience, affordability, experience, technology, and the environment. A big part of, I'd like to think, a big contributor to our current growth, it has been the fact that we add tremendous in-country value. So at the moment, certain countries don't necessarily manufacture anything to do with automotive, but within the next 5-6 years, there might be a bit more FDI into that country. There'll be more rebates, subsidies, and so on. Yeah. So we can reverse engineer our vehicles to domesticate our supply chain and our value chain. And that in-country value then will create generational loyalty, because you're employing their fathers, their sisters, their mothers, their aunts, and so on.
Adam Ridgway, thank you so much for your time today, and I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. We hope you enjoyed the conversations. Thank you and goodbye.